Welcome to another episode of the ConvoSutra. I'm your host today, Pritesh. Zarine is sick. We have an awesome guest today. Producer, director. His name's Karan Wadhwa.
I slid into the DMs of an Indian actor named Bamani Rani.
Oh my God.
And he ended up replying like a few days later, and he goes, I love these. I'm actually gonna be in LA soon.
Can we as a culture, please,
Tone it down.
stop supporting people that suck at a talent and encouraging them? I
Thank
want to
you.
sit through.
Thank you for saying
I don't
that.
want to sit through another auntie singing who can't sing.
Abhishek Bachchan coming in, this whole crew coming in, and we're shooting this in like, honestly, the middle of nowhere, California. No disrespect to him, I don't know if you've been.
I'll disrespect.
Okay, all right.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the ConvoSutra. I'm your host today, Pritesh. Zarine is sick. He's right there, though. He's managing still. We have an awesome guest today. Actually, a friend of mine that I met through Instagram. His name's Karan Wadhwa. Welcome, man.
Thank you, man.
How are you?
Incredible pronunciation. Incredible.
Producer, director, the full deal. We have we're gonna get into it. He has a lot of amazing things to say. But before we get started, let's do a introduction for all the audio listeners. So.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jazz. I'm host of the Hot Chai Pod, a Bollywood film and gossip podcast.
My name is Karan Wadhwa. I'm a filmmaker, writer, director, and I'm happy to be on. But missing Tarun for sure. You know?
Good to have you.
Yeah.
So just getting into it, man, we met on Instagram a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And at that time, you were, you produce, amongst many other things we'll get into, but I met you as a producer, and you were producing that Abhishek Bachchan movie.
Yes, I was
I
on.
Want to Talk.
I was. It was called I Want to Talk. It's on Amazon Prime right now.
Go watch it.
Yes, yes. On that one, I had joined in originally as an assistant director, but I ended the film as a line producer, assistant director, and casting director. So I remember we got into all of that, but before the film was even out, so I couldn't even tell you, about what we all did.
But you're here, you grew up here. How'd you get involved in a Bollywood production? How'd that all kind of happen? Because that's a lot, especially with A-list star from Bollywood, A-list star.
It's true. It was always like a sort of a linear thing that happened where in 2016, so man, almost 10 years ago, I was at IFA, the International Indian Film Awards, and you would know,
We love IFA.
that was in Madrid at that time, and I had met like a producer there named Ronnie, and he was there for a film called Piku, which I don't know, it was fantastic. That was the year that Bajirao Mastani was there, so that was winning everything. So we got to talking through a mutual friend and just talked about. We actually really honestly talked a lot about soccer, football. He's a big Manchester United fan. And he knew, he was like, well, Bajirao is going to win all these awards. So, we're just here to hang out. And, and honestly, lo and behold, I get a call, 5 or 6 years later from him. And he goes, hey, we are doing this film. We plan on shooting it in the US. And, we're going to be in the LA area soon. Let's talk about it. Maybe you can come on. I've been keeping up with what you've been doing. I have already had some experience with the Indian film industry then. And so we just met up and kind of heard the idea. And he wanted, the director, Sujit Sarkar, wanted to do this film as a very, almost like a slice of life Indian American film, where 70% of the film is in English. And they wanted to shoot it in just outside of Riverside, California. So what are the odds of a Bollywood, like you said, Abhishek Bachchan coming in, this whole crew coming in, and we're shooting this in honestly the middle of nowhere, California, Hemet, California. Yeah. No disrespect to Hemet. I don't know if you've been.
I'll disrespect Hemet.
All disrespect, yeah.
Okay.
She inhaled quick, bro.
Yeah.
I got scared for you there.
Yeah, you've been to Hemet. You've spent time.
I've had to go to Hemet.
Yeah. So now imagine, all these people coming in from India, very talented, awesome people coming in. And the only cool thing to do there is go to a Denny's or something.
But you know what? In Bollywood, they are used to strange shooting locations. They'll shoot in the middle of Rajasthan, where there's not much around in the desert or something.
But that's still India, though.
It's still India, so they have their comforts maybe.
Yeah.
Well, imagine, you remember in the 90s, they used to go to Switzerland all the time. And my friends just went to Switzerland, and they said that there's a statue of, there's a DDLJ statue sort of in the middle of nowhere, Switzerland. And all of these Indians come and they just take the photos with, and then they just go home.
Can you imagine Switzerland? They're like, DDLJ put white people on the map.
Yeah, right. Man, honestly, we need movies like that again. I will make that argument. I think Indian cinema's fallen a little bit. I'm gonna make that.
That's fair.
I'm gonna make that take. I think we need more films that make us feel like how DDLJ made people feel.
Yeah,
They're
that's
here.
true.
They're there if you pay attention. I feel like a lot of people say that just because they haven't been watching for the last decade.
That's true. That's true. What are some of the films?
Don't mess with hot chat. Oh, well, before we go into
Before
that,
we get into
tell me, I want to finish
Fighting
this
with
and then
you.
get into where you started, because this is a big movie and it's how I met you, and I think it's a very interesting. So it came here to Hemet.
Yeah.
So then continue. Like, what happened then?
So I was always in communication with the team back in India in the pre-production process. Just after I initially met with Ronnie and the director Sujit Sarkar in the Hemet area, they said, this is the movie we want to make. Now, here are the steps that we need to do in order to make it. So I just, being sort of the person that I likes to put everything together, I was saying, well, we can try this for casting, we can do this for locations, we can try this for that and this for that. So I just kind of kept taking on a little bit more of a responsibility, a little bit more. And then all of a sudden, the strike happened, the actor strike happened. But there was the schedule was already made. Everything was already going. There was a lot of visa issues to even get some people here sometimes. And so we said we're going to make this regardless. And so that's when I said we can cast non-union actors and just find really talented people from LA, get them out to Hemet. We got all of these awesome people involved, but the one caveat was that we wanted to make it as if it looked like it was in America. So no Indian Americans, no Indian actors, for background extras, for secondary roles, so that was a big challenge, because then how do you entice these wonderful actors to come on, and they don't know who Abhishek Bachchan is really, but when you're able to explain to them like, hey, this is a very talented actor, this is an incredible director, and this is a great story, and then people, we were able to interview and audition a lot of people, and finally got to get the movie made. Yeah,
That's so awesome. And then did you help it get on Amazon?
No, that was already, they have an establishing relationship before that. So they had previous films, like 3 or 4 of their previous films have been already on Amazon. So we knew that the big thing that they wanted to do is push it to a theater, though. That was a big thing. And because I think a theatrical release is important for movies around, and for a film like this, it's a film that should be witnessed more so with full attention, and so even making that whole film, we knew that this should be witnessed in a theater. Yeah,
That's dope.
yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Do you still feel that way after the box office kind of collections for the film?
I have no control over that, of course, but knowing that a lot of these films now, I think that weekend in the U.S. it was competing against Gladiator 2 and Wicked.
That's tough competition.
Yeah,
man.
amongst others. Even I think there was another Indian film that had come out that day. So it was, it was tough at the collections, but anybody who watched it in the theaters, they really thought that, okay, because it's sort of this fly on the wall kind of film, you want to be not looking at your phone, you don't want to be pausing it, getting a snack, all that things, so it was a more enjoyable experience there.
Oh, I mean, I 100% agree. I always, if any Indian movie that plays near me, any of Burbank, Simi Valley, wherever, I'll go and watch it because I think it is a better experience. But there is a big push for there's so many Indian movies that are made, right? So they just get straight pushed to streaming or OTT, as they say. And, then the kind of producers have to decide like which films will actually get people in the seats, because otherwise it's a huge spend for them. And it's such a gamble, like an art house kind of film or like a very serious film like I Want to Talk.
Right, and it's exactly, and I think the whole landscape is changing, not only there as in India, but here as well. So a lot of these bigger studios are basically getting so involved with the distribution companies as well as the theaters themselves that it's hard to even get theater screens, and therefore push it and therefore get people to it.
But it's changed, like she said, and I wanted to talk about that. The market's changed so much where people just want to watch everything at home, especially since COVID.
Yeah.
Because I grew up on movies. This is why I got into this business.
Yeah.
Like, I like movies are everything to me. You got to escape the real world. That was my escape. I'm like, I want to live there. I don't want to be here. I want to be in that screen. And now I'm like, I I think I'll just like cuddle my dog and watch this on Netflix. You know, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, and they have to kind of make the case of like, no, you'll want to see this in theaters, so that it'll be like an Inception level or like action film. So I feel like even that was maybe partly a driver for why India started to make so many action movies, because they're like,
Maybe.
oh, because it's such a different experience on your laptop versus like it's so noticeable that people will want to go and feel like they're getting their money's
They
worth.
have to do the word of mouth. I think it was like Wicked did really well, obviously, big thing, big actors, but it was one of those things, you got to watch it at theater. That's what everyone said. I did. I'm not a huge musical person, so I was a
Yeah.
little outlier. I was like, oh, stop singing. People are like, it's a musical. I'm like, dude, 3 hours of this? I can't take it. Just
Hey, that's
move
Bollywood.
move the plot along. Yeah, but Wicked had Bollywood beat with the songs. It was too much. But for me. But I think it's like that, or it's like now they have those, what's it called? Like the 4D experience, which is like you just like, where it's like people need so much the rush.
Yeah.
In the seat, it has to be a roller coaster almost
Yeah.
for people to get out,
Or
and the prices are just as high too.
Oh yeah, they're
Yeah.
higher. And
It's
then
not
they have the
$7, $35
dine-in cinemas,
Yeah.
or they have the this, that, and the other. But I also do think that mid-market films are coming back. You know, The Naked Gun is doing really well right now. Weapons just came out, and we're talking more American cinema.
But it
there,
is. I think the strikes helped us in that.
Yeah.
Because there came a certain point where like, okay, we want real film again, and I think it helps when the studios are kind of playing around, losing money on big movies.
yeah.
Because that's what I miss. The best movies to me were like Shawshank Redemption and these like, what happened to the 20, 30, $40 million films? You can make amazing films for that much money. Not everything used to be $250 million.
Yeah.
I agree. I think we peaked theatrically at the 30-40 million at Crazy Rich Asians in
I loved
2008.
Crazy Rich Asians.
Great film.
So good. Yeah.
Such a good
So
film.
nice.
It's the best movie to watch on an airplane. It's basically watching a like a Bollywood movie though.
That's how I felt a little bit.
Yeah.
I went to the theater last night. Actually, I saw Freakier Friday, the sequel.
Really?
yeah.
You went to go watch Freakier Friday?
First of all,
I can't believe you went to go
Lindsay
watch
Lohan
Freakier.
is back, everyone. And second, I watched Freaky Friday probably no fewer than 25 times in my life.
That's good to know
So-
you're a normal person.
I watched
Fantastic.
it like many times.
you go
in
by
succession.
yourself?
No, I went with a friend. Went with
Just a friend.
just a friend.
Hey, Indian female filmmaker as well. who
Yeah,
directed
I was
that film,
so excited to see that at the end when the credits came on, but it was so nice. The theater was packed. There were everything was packed, all the showtime, so I had to go like before 5 p.m. and it was nice. Everyone's laughing, people are gasping together, and so that's like kind of a silly movie that maybe a couple years ago I would be like, well, no, not me, but maybe someone else would be like, oh, I'll watch it at home because it's not action, it's not whatever, right? It's not Gladiator, but it was awesome. Yeah, the whole theater was busy.
That's good, though. That's kind of cool to hear. I like that.
Nostalgia factor.
Nostalgia
as well.
factor.
It was great.
Freaky Friday is a good movie. I'll say
Freaky
it.
Friday
I'll
is
be on
awesome.
record.
That was good. The original's
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
Hey, so I want to ask you, so before we obviously talked about this film, but where did you grow up? Like, how'd you get started and get into the business in the first place?
Well, I was born in India, but I don't remember any of it. 'Cause,
You're in the AC.
yes, I am. With the ghee is flowing through the blood. But then I grew up in just outside of Nashville, Tennessee, since I was really young. So I feel like the accents sort of all neutralized along the way. But I think that was a crazy experience, especially as someone who loved Indian cinema, because you really had to work for it if you wanted to go watch an Indian movie back in the day. There was times where our family, an extended family, would drive 4.5 hours to Atlanta, which is sort of like a big Indian hub, right? Even at that time. And we would just go for a movie. So
That's an experience. 4 hours for a film.
yeah,
It's like us going to Vegas to watch a movie.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Yeah.
and you don't even know if the movie's going to be good or not.
Yeah.
There was a few times we've done that trip, and there was times that the movie was terrible.
Yeah.
But you would go there, you're excited, you're going to eat some dosa right after that or something. And nowadays, coming back to OTT, you don't have to work at all. So the sort of experience of taking in a movie is a little lost, right?
The
now.
allure is gone.
Yeah, or the anticipation.
Yeah.
I mean, for this, it was like, we bought tickets to a NFL game.
Yeah.
You're getting ready, get up in the morning. You're
It was an
making the
event.
drive. It was an event.
It was an event.
Yeah, and I think that filmmaking or movies need to be events again.
So that kind of you've always had that kind of deep love for cinema. So when did you transition to move to like, oh, I want to do this professionally? When did you move here?
Yeah. So when I was in high school, I really got into photography. And I think there was no better rush in the moment of taking a great photo. And I got so into it, and I was submitting up some of my photographs and got to get into these competitions. And right after that, I knew that I wanted to do something in terms of capturing a moment as well as storytelling. So now if you think of the avenues of the two, that's really kind of where movies come into play, or films and filmmaking. Back then, I thought I would wanted to be in a more safer producer role, in the sense of like greenlighting a project based on a budget, or still working in a business sense, looking at an Excel spreadsheet.
You wanted to make your Indian parents proud.
I wanted to make my
I want to be
Indian
an
parents
artist, but I'm
proud.
going to produce. I'm going to do the numbers, Mom. Don't worry.
Do
I'm going to film school.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a business degree. And so I ended up going to this University of San Diego, so very far away from Tennessee, but also very close to LA. So there was times in college that I would literally miss a midterm to come to LA just to meet someone that I cold emailed, or someone that I cold DM'd or something. That's how I.
Good thing you're dedicated in your
I'm in
education.
shock.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Sorry, Mom.
Mr. Midterm.
Missed a mid. You said that so casually.
I did miss
a test.
So I'll tell you, when I missed the midterm that one time, that was because I had slid into the DMs of an Indian actor named Boman Irani.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's
So
kind of how
random.
it's like how the whole journey really started. He used to do photography by profession before he became an actor. He's had a crazy story, and so my dad, who is a very smart guy, he's like, "Why don't you just send him your photographs on Instagram? Worst thing, he's not going to reply.
Yeah.
Right." He's got millions of followers even then. So, but I just did it. I sent him. I was like, hey, I'm a big fan of your work. Here's some of my photographs. I'm 20 years old, I think, 19 or 20. And he ended up replying like a few days later, and he goes, I love these. I'm actually going to be in LA soon, in about 2 days. Would you be able to just meet up for a coffee or whatever?
You're like, yeah, bro.
Yes. And he said the only time I can do it, he was staying near the Fox lot. He said the only time I can do it is this time, and I had a midterm in San Diego that day. So then I basically told my professor, I was like, "Hey, listen, I'm not feeling well. Is there any way I can take the midterm the next day?" And I drove up that day to here in LA. That was like only my second time ever in LA, and we ended up meeting. And honestly, we just ended up chatting about everything, about life, and I think what some Indian actors like when they get to come here is that they don't have to deal with, like, they can just go to a coffee shop. They can just go to a mall.
The anonymity is what everyone misses.
Yeah, exactly. So, because over back in India, you can't do anything. You can't even go to a restaurant, really. And so we ended up just spending like the whole day just talking, and ended up having dinner, and then stayed out like a mentor-mentee relationship. And right after that, basically, that's when the whole IFA thing happened. He was like, I'm going to be at IFA in Madrid. So I ended up getting to go out there.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's how I got like my two main Indian films that I got to work on, was just through that one moment. So because of, thanks to Boman sir, as I still call him, thanks to him, I got to meet, I think, one of the greatest filmmakers in Indian cinema, which is Rajkumar Hirani.
Yeah.
Got to meet him in Madrid, and then basically got to just really pick his brain and be like this over-enthusiastic 19, 20-year-old. And then he said, we plan on doing a film. We plan on doing a movie, probably shooting somewhere in the United States. So if we do that, I'd love to have you on as a production assistant. So I didn't even know what that film was about then, but it ended up being Sanju. Which was
I am like blown away.
Yeah, it
The
was
story's so neat.
It is. It's
like God.
Yeah.
Honestly, you can't make this up.
No, it's exactly. I mean, I think sometimes I struggle between this idea of, if we have free will or if everything is written for us, right? This idea of predestination. And I think the answer is, best to be said, is both.
Yeah.
You have to put in the work or take the risks, but then if you do it enough times, I think it sort of, some opportunities present itself.
Yeah.
That's like the ultimate human questioning, I feel like. I sat with a guru one time and asked him that question. And he goes, let me give you an answer. Because I couldn't get my head wrapped around it. And he goes, okay, your destiny is to go from San Diego to LA. That's happening. No matter what you do, you're going from San Diego to LA in this lifetime. He goes, what you do on the plane is up to you. And I was like, oh, okay.
You taking a plane from San Diego to LA?
He flew private.
They always give plane examples. Right? So that was his
right.
example. I was like, that kind of hit me. And I was like, oh, that's really interesting. I see what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I get you.
I like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I also like that your dad just kind of was like, just shoot your shot. What do you have to lose? Which I think a lot of people don't think about that enough, that like you have nothing to lose if someone just doesn't respond to you.
Yes, and I think that with most Indian parents, there is a sense of stereotypical hesitation to take any form of a risk. I'm very thankful to say that with my parents, that wasn't the case because they were inherent risk takers in their life. You know, the dollar and a dream story very much encapsulates what their experience was getting to this country and, you know, creating a life out of it. And he was, I mean, not everybody would go from Nashville to Atlanta just to watch a movie. So clearly he was into film. And I think something that really helped is that that passion and knowing that, you know, if I'm going to do this, I have the support and I can go all in. But that still means I have to do the work and pay the bills and figure out how to do it. But, you know, I got to avoid the whole DLE route, the whole doctor, lawyer, engineer route. But I still didn't go to film school. No, I'm not gonna take it that far.
Yeah.
I mean, you also did have to have some talent because, you know, if you had taken terrible photographs, would Bomani Rani have responded as enthusiastically?
I mean, clearly that's a thing. It's like I've noticed that when I do stand up or perform, if there's someone that I want to meet, I always meet him after I perform because the walls drop.
Yeah.
And then you connected with him as an artist. You didn't connect with him as a fan, even though you were a fan. At that moment, you connected as an artist, and so all his fame and that has nothing to do with anything. It's artist talking to an artist, and he clearly respected you.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. You feel like you're on equal playing ground, and that's like the essence, you know?
It was like a line cook talking to a Michelin star chef, you know, because you still have that, what's that connection there? It's still this love of food or this love of the passion of the, you know, creating something. But I was nowhere near his level, yet because he didn't get famous until he was like 40, mid 40s or early 40s, he had a whole life before this. You know, I'm 29 right now, so I would have to live another 11, 12, 13 years to even get to his point when he had done his first breakout role. Yeah. So he was a different person to connect with. He wasn't, I guess, for lack of a better term, he wasn't a Nepo kid or a Nepo actor or something like that. So
he was grounded.
Very empathetic
grounded.
To the struggle, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And he'd probably tell you firsthand that I really like annoyed him sometimes because I was like, hey, you know, what's the deal with this? Can I get on this movie? Can I do this? Or what should I do this? Do you have any words of advice? He'd always reply. He'd always call me. The minute I sent him a new project or something over the years, he would always call me and he'd say, all right, this was good. This was not so good. Keep going. Something like that. So
you need that sometimes. You need that honest reflection.
Yeah.
But then you also, because you showed me earlier, you direct as well. And earlier this year, you had a pickleball commercial that you directed. Very controversial for me. I've been resisting pickleball.
Me too.
But we'll get into that.
I would love to get into that. But I will say...
How'd the commercial come about, though?
Yeah, it was... so my main vocation is, I think, as a director. You know, I think a lot of people wear a lot of hats, and you have to in this day and age, in this town, and in this industry. But if someone were to ask me, what do? I would say 10 out of 10 times I'm a director.
That's your thing.
And I really was always infatuated with commercials and music videos. And that's sort of that's the bread and butter right now. Whereas the long-term goal is filmmaking. But with this, I really had this awesome, I think, idea to pin tennis and pickleball against each other. Because it is a controversial sort of thing that's happening in the ether right now. And so I knew that we can tell this in a very visual, fun way, and I play pickleball. So I reached out to like the top 10 paddles companies. And I said, you know, hey, I have this concept. This is what I've done. These are some of the commercials I've already directed, yada, yada. Here's I'd love to just pitch someone on the concept. And 1 or 2 or 3 companies replied, but one I really wanted to go with was the company I ended up getting to work with, which was Engage Pickleball. They're a top 5 company in the space. And I said, I want to set this to Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata. It's not going to cost you anything because he's long been dead. And this is what I want to do. I want to pin it against each other, and I want to make pickleball, for lack of a better terms, I wanted to make it sexy and alluring as well. So they said we're in, and then we kind of went through, negotiated the budgets, and then we got to make this awesome, I think, commercial. Awesome because I got to do it.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Thank you. Just the experience was fun, and pissing people off was also fun because a lot of people don't like pickleball.
Yeah.
So I'll say this. I've never played it, and I've had resistance to it because I was playing so much tennis. And then I tore my ACL 2 years ago playing it, right? About 2 years ago. So I haven't really played either. I played tennis a little bit here and there. And people have been on me like, dude, you should pick up pickleball. Like, if you're going to get back to it, get into pickleball. It's like exciting. It's easier as far as like, it's a smaller court. There's a lot more people playing it. I don't know, man. I just like the exercise of tennis. I feel like it's like old school sport that I've always wanted to get really good at.
Yeah.
More elegant.
Maybe. And maybe that's just like showing my own age. I don't know why, but I just can't.
The old guard is here.
The old guard is there, man.
Well, change is hard for everybody. Do you play pickleball? Have you played?
Absolutely not. No,
Okay.
I don't have a lot of coordination, so I'm not great at tennis.
I can
either.
tell. Have you seen her walk? It's bad.
I've stumbled in.
She stumbled in.
No,
She stumbled in. It's all right.
I play racquetball here and there in college, but no, not. I've been resisting the craze. I don't know if it's my journey.
People think it's a very geriatric sport. I think that's the main thing. But it's one of the younger people's sports.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I think especially in LA as well because the weather is great year round and there's a lot of community building with it too. And a lot of people are dating through pickleball.
I was just going to say that actually, yeah.
And a lot of people.
What's the new Tinder?
I've seen a lot of like big like pickleball dating themed events, like come match whatever, because it kind of takes the pressure off.
Yeah.
But for me, it would put pressure on, honestly, because I'd be embarrassed to play.
Maybe a bit. What do you think it is about pickleball? Because it's so new, and over the last 5 years, it blew up.
It's his commercial.
Like, yeah. I mean, I kind of compare it to like how Tesla came into the space and kind of took over the car industry, and you're like, how?
Yeah.
Like you're new. There's no way you should be this powerful and this big that fast.
Like hype.
Yeah, but like, was it because of COVID? Because to come up with a new sport and to be this big this fast, how do you think it happened? I don't know.
Was it actually invented recently, or has it
no.
actually been around?
That was going to be my point. Is
How
that it's been around since the '60s. It was named after whoever invented it named pickleball after his dog Pickle. So that was the story.
Real creative, fantastic. Yeah.
I mean, hey, Pink Floyd was named after the main two guys' cats. Pink and Floyd.
Yeah.
So
I'm renaming my
whatever it
podcast.
takes. So I think you can fit 4 pickleball courts on every tennis court. It's easy to learn, hard to master. You can get into it when you're 11. You can play till you're 80, right?
Yeah.
And it's inherently social. You hardly ever play with just one other person. You play with 4, you play a game to 11, and then you switch out with other people. So you make friends easily.
And it's smaller, so you can hear people talk.
Smaller, yeah, exactly. And you can, after a day, you know how to play. And so there's this inherently social aspect that I think COVID catalyzed all of it because people wanted that connection, wanted that human connection.
And to be outside.
Yeah. I honestly think that I would relate pickleball to Indian weddings. There's a reason Indian weddings have blown up so much after COVID. Is because
Have they blown up?
I would say so.
I don't know about that.
I think
would say
maybe
so.
just the social media content for it has blown up, and there's been like so many more Indian creators being like, and now like my TikTok's flooded with all sorts of like AI generated stuff of like, this is what your Mandy could look like, but I mean Indian weddings have historically been
They've gotten bigger, right?
even up
Or
to
maybe-
1,000 people. for
Yeah.
some people.
In India, it
That's
is.
true.
It's insane.
Maybe I'm going to more and more post-COVID too. Maybe it's just
Your friend group.
age.
Yeah.
The friend group. But I think my connection would be that people still want human interaction so much more. That people are going to go out of their way to make it as such. Like when we picture this dystopian future of we're all on our phones, we're all dealing with or using AI, and no one knows what's real and what's not. I think Indian weddings are still going to be going then because people want to be together,
I used to want such a big Indian wedding, and now the thought of it, it's so. I get anxiety and overwhelmed.
Yeah.
There's too many people, too many changes. When I go to my cousin's weddings, I get stressed out. I'm like, we got to change again?
Yeah.
Like, how many dances?
How many dances? How many events?
Well, so many events, but I'm like, can we as a culture, please,
Tone it down.
Stop supporting people that suck at a talent and encouraging them. I don't want to
Thank
sit
you.
through.
Thank you for saying
I don't
that.
want to sit through another auntie singing who can't sing.
I don't
And,
wanna
like,
hear
we
it.
all have to pretend
Or
she's
the child,
decent.
or the child dancing.
Yeah.
I don't like when I see 2 children dancing poorly.
Look, my sister's an incredible dancer. So when she danced at the things, everyone watched because she's
Yeah.
incredible. But like other cousins that suck, just take a seat.
Yeah,
Just
dance
watch.
later at the reception.
Yeah, we don't got to support everyone that sucks.
Same for speeches. Not everyone should be giving a speech.
That's true.
Agreed.
I think as someone who loves being an observationalist, I love seeing white people at an Indian wedding. It's my favorite thing to just study because, they get in there.
I love it.
He acts like he was at a safari.
Well, hey, I mean, look, it's like for
Look at that over there. This is a white man.
It's true because they get in and they're all happy. They're like, "Oh my god, it's so colorful."
Yeah.
They get into their room and if you notice that like welcome kits have liquid IV and
Yeah.
Advil in them, so you kind of are setting up the tone of
It's
what's
gonna be a party, yeah.
Yeah.
But by day 2 or by day 3, you look over at him and it is like a nature documentary where like, oh man, this guy he's beat up, he's tired. He very much regrets being friends with this person at Rutgers, or something. It's always I love it because you'll at the Indian dance floor you always have like the hits and all of us Browns are going crazy, and then there's this one guy that looks like Paul Blart, just like
He's like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, but he's exhausted, he's sweaty. It's a tiring event.
It's like a music festival.
But I want to ask you, going back to pickleball,
Yeah.
you said it's easy to learn, hard to master, right? I like that saying. And I think that goes along with a lot of things in life in general. But you're saying it's a lot easier to pick up than tennis is? Just to learn it and to get on the court. Like I could go today and understand it pretty fast.
1000%. We can go after this. We can play right now.
I'm trying to don't. Okay, so look, I'm competitive. Let's just get that out the way.
I want to be the referee or the cheerleader.
I keep 2 paddles in my car at all time. 2 engaged pickleball paddles in my car at all
to
time.
engage pickleball. Remember that one,
Right. And it really is within 10 minutes you'll be able to hit it around, and it's
Dang.
like ping pong.
I know I'm the outlier. All my friends play it.
Yeah.
I know I'm the problem.
Yeah.
They all love it. It's just like when I watch Wicked. I was the only one that was like,
Yeah.
it was okay. Everyone's like, dude, it was amazing. I was like, it's just me.
Is this like a prominent feature on your Hinge?
No, it's not.
On your Hinge?
It is
You
not.
I love how
you
she
would
went
see that
straight
a
to your
lot.
dating
You
life
would see
all of a
that a
sudden.
lot, though.
I know. This is ConvoSutra always goes into the dating app. I've seen the clips.
Do you have pressure from your family?
No.
Let's get into it.
Yes and no.
Let's
why
get
not?
into the juice.
into it.
Let's have some fun.
Yeah, I mean, back in India, it's like it doesn't matter. Sometimes I'll go there a lot for work, or I'll go there a lot just to see family. But the number one question is like, all right, when is it? When
When
you get
is
married?
it?
When is it? Yeah, exactly.
You're like, who is it?
There's this one, yeah, right. There's this one
Yeah.
aunt who she'll always be like, I just need you to get married because I want to have Indian wedding food. And I go, I'll just buy you Indian wedding food.
Yeah,
But
just
that
go
is
to
the
a
most.
restaurant.
That's the most Indian thing. That's so true. So much of it is just because we want something. Like you're still
wanna
there to
dress
fulfill
up.
our dreams.
Yeah. And
My-
they'll
my-
always find something to complain about anyway.
But if you
with
do
it, so-
that, let's say you did do that, then it's gonna be like when you have kids.
Yeah.
It's never ending.
Right.
It's never ending. At a certain point, you're like, okay, I'm gonna live for me. I'm not living for you.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Should we do a shout out to Dialogue?
Oh yeah, we should. By the way, shout out to Dialogue Cafe for being a sponsor of this episode. They've been amazing, super delicious. Karan, what'd you get?
I got something called the anti-bloat smoothie because I live in Los Angeles, and I think it's amazing. I mean,
brand.
it looks like a Katy Perry tour in here. The colors,
Yeah.
and
It
all
does
that.
look
Nice.
amazing.
It's fantastic though. I feel great.
Good.
Yeah.
How about you, Jess?
On brand too, I got the dirty chai. It's amazing. Honestly, I get it every time.
Everyone's on brand. Am I on brand? I got the protein smoothie.
He's on brand.
on brand.
He's on brand.
Which I get every time, and it's
brand.
delicious. Actually, really, really good. And it's I get this over the coffee just because it's so nourishing. So thank you, Dialogue.
Nice.
Thank you.
Hey, sorry to interrupt. If you like this episode, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.
So we're going back to the fact that your mom. You know what? I was gonna say this. My mom used to be like really on me. My parents used to be like traditional. You know, like when are you gonna do this? And she had like this whole her own spiritual awakening, and it's been unreal. She used to make me. I'm from San Diego. She used to make me feel guilty about it. You don't come see me enough. Like you don't miss all that guilt, right? And then over the last, I'd say 5, 6, 7 years, probably 5, 7 years, it's changed drastically. She'll just be like, "You do whatever you want, whatever makes you happy." I'm so happy with my own life. So if I see you guys, I love it. If I don't, I'm happy. I'm like, you're amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, no pressure about anything.
Yeah, that is atypical of the Indian family or the Indian society.
My family is very different. Yeah, we're very close, and they have no pressure. Like, if you guys don't want to get married, you don't have to get married. If you want to get married, get married. Do whatever you want. It makes you happy. It doesn't really matter.
I don't get a lot of pressure from my direct family, like my direct parents, because I've explained to them, this line of work that I've chosen is a very different one. I don't know when I'm going to be where, there's a lot of times we're shooting elsewhere or whatever. At the same time, I mean, I'm sure that they kind of look at their life and think that, oh man, we met when we were 20, we got married, a year after, we got married at 20, had you at 27, you're now 29. So it's a matter of thinking of, it's so different, I think in the last 25 years since the turn of the century, we've gone through the greatest change in religion, society, and historically how we perceive others. And I think it's taken a big toll on how these second or third generation Indian Americans, I should say, are having to, cope with societal aspects and needs as well. I think that there's going to be a lot more people who don't get married until later or don't have kids or what.
That's already kind of happening. I've witnessed it a lot.
Yeah.
I think if you make it doesn't really matter which choice you make, long as it's a conscious one for you. But if it's made because of like trauma and fear or anger, you're going to end up in trouble, right? So if it's like, if you're not dating someone just because you're hurt and mad or have resentment, older age is going to be like, oh, I feel like I'm missing out on something because that wasn't coming from a place of sincerity.
It was avoidance.
It was avoidance. So now I never let anyone in. And now I'm here kind of feeling like I'm missing a part of me. Yeah. Now, if you make that decision because it's like a conscious place of like, okay, this is how I am. I'm cool with this is how I want to live my life. Then you'll be good. At least you can say that. But I do feel like some people, especially in our industry, make that decision. Well, they'll be like, I used to be like that too. Like, this is my priority. I can't have anything else. Everything else is in the way. And I actually felt like that was a detrimental way of thinking because I want life to be full. And like, no matter how much success I have or how much money I may have, to me, this is just for me, coming home to myself doesn't have value to me because I want it to be shared. And like material success or like artistic success is not fulfilling enough. Like, I want it, but I also want a family and a partner and like to do things with, and to grow that way. Yeah. I didn't always feel that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear your thoughts on it too. I can talk as a guy as much as I want, but
I'm not necessarily in the entertainment industry, so I've had maybe more stability, but I've been in tech and been working a ton in startups and stuff. So there's been that kind of career pressure, but I don't like the idea of blaming career pressures for not settling down. I think, neurosurgeons get married, right? Like people like big CEOs like get married and stay married.
Presidents get married.
Sometimes I hear that and I'm like, come on. Like, it's about what you prioritize and like, what are you avoiding also? Because I have friends who are very successful and they'll be like, well, my work's my everything. And I'm like, all right. You're
no
not,
one
like,
in hospice.
You're not Kobe's
no one in
like
hospice
surgeon,
says that.
like, so there's that aspect, but I have always, made time to go out and meet people. But, especially for a long time, I was like, I don't think I need to get married. Like, I'm okay if I don't get married. I love being by myself and I'm very social. So I have a lot of friends, my family's close by. So I never felt like wanting. And then I guess during COVID, I was like, I'm spending a lot of time alone, a lot of time with my thoughts and coloring and whatever. And so I was like, okay, maybe I will be open to it. And then I was like being more conscious of like, okay, how do I need to change if I wanted to be in a relationship? Because you do have to change. You can't be as like selfish. You can't just be up at all weird hours working and, going out and partying and stuff. So it has to be a balance. And now I'm in a place where it's like, I think maybe I will get married if I want. But I think I still think I'd be okay if I didn't.
I've always respected you for that.
Yeah.
I always like that. You've always, getting to know you doing this, you've always been very grounded with being present with what is without judging it.
Yeah, because it's like,
I think it's important.
I don't want to just set a goal. It has to be the right person. It's not just a partner to have a partner. It's like, are you making my life like worth having a partner? Because it's work.
And it's a lack of peace too.
It's a sacrifice. Yeah. It's, especially for women, right? To get married and have kids can have a lot of impacts on their career, and having kids impacts on their body. They can die earlier. They're more stressed, right? Women just kind of naturally take over a lot of domestic work, unfortunately, and that
Fortunately for us, I'm cool with that. You know,
that emotional pressure of like, oh, now you're managing like, oh, did you talk to your husband? Did you get presents for your mom? No, okay, I'm going to, and it's like they just kind of take in these project manager roles, unfortunately, like I said. So it's like, who's worth kind of having to do any extra work for? Because I think I'm a little bit selfish and a little bit immature sometimes. And I I like to work on my projects and do my work and be with my dog, be with my friends. So then it's like, who's worth factoring in?
There's a difference between
life?
selfish and self-interest, though. I think those words get intertangled.
Okay, self-centered.
Well, that's just you. That's just you. How about
Focused
you?
on me.
How about you?
I think what all you just said is a very healthy way to look at things, because there's a lot of people that they spin the roulette wheel and then they wait for whatever it lands on when they're at the age of either having a child or wanting to have a child or settling down due to pressure. And I don't think that that's the best way to do life.
Scary to do that.
Yeah, because my life, my thing, it ends up being a we, right? Like you're saying. And I do want that we life. But at the same time, I'm trying to not use the word compromise, because you have to compromise. In any
As Seema auntie would say.
You have to. Just like
compromise.
compromise is everything. Baby.
Yeah.
60-70%.
My mom will say compromise. That's it, bit.
It's okay. It's okay. As long as she's Cindy, just
Yeah,
compromise.
exactly.
But I think you got to really know who you are before you can present yourself to someone else, because it's only fair.
But you're also continuing to learn who you are, though. That's another thing. I think sometimes in our generation, I've witnessed, I don't disagree with what you're saying, but it can also be a never-ending story, because some people are like, I need to be this complete healed package before someone else comes along. And it's like, well, you're always healing and growing. I just think you have to be open to holding space for each other.
I think people need to be honest about like what they need versus just what they want. Because some people might be like, I need to be with like a guy who's life of the party and social. Do you need that, or do you just want that? Because it's like kind of cool and fun, but at the same time, you then want that person to stay home with you and spend time with you. So you're like, a lot of people are looking for conflicting things in the same person.
What are some of your needs and wants?
Ooh, I have an entire detailed, very long list.
Bollywood fan.
I put likes for in films in the nice to have column, because there's need to have and nice to have.
Yeah.
And I think everyone should approach it that way. Have all the need to have and as much of the nice to have as you can. And it can't be conflicting. I think that was a big takeaway from a personality psychology class I took, which is like, the thing that someone loves the most about you is also the thing they hate the most about you. Like they might love your confidence, and then in a bad moment, they think you're cocky, they think you're arrogant, right? And it's like two sides of the same coin. Or like, oh, they love that you're so ambitious, but then it's like, oh, you're a workaholic. For me, it's like not religious is important to me. You can be a little religious or something, but I don't want super religious. Super smart, kind of down to earth, generous, emotionally, financially, whatever it is, right? Because I like a generous spirit. Affectionate, likes dogs, dislikes small dogs, is on the nice to have.
Okay, hey. First of all, Bella watches. That's my 15-pound
Remy's
multiple.
watching and he would want me to
Be
say
respectful.
that.
I think it's easy to get caught up in that sometimes. I agree with the things. At least these are mistakes I've made, is I got too caught up in a list, and I made relationships very mental instead of heart and emotional. And the realization I have is I used to think sometimes like this relationship isn't working and it's wrong. And I realized a lot of it was just me running away and not having ability to you're going to disagree all the time.
But maybe it was the wrong person at that time.
It might have been. I'm not saying. I'm just saying what I could grow from it, right?
Yeah.
And what I learned is like, okay, I need to learn to like have hard conversations. I understand that like the relationship is always a mirror. I'm choosing this to grow consciously because it's not bringing me more peace necessarily, but it's helping me grow, right? So, I mean, to think that you just kumbaya, my lord, I think we all know that's not how they exist. But I'm like, is this worth what I'm getting out of it?
Exactly.
And am I growing consciously? Are you reflecting ways where I need to heal because you're triggering all this crap all the time? I'm getting triggered so heavily. I'm like, And I sit with myself like, it's not even you. It's this situation has triggered crap from back then.
Yeah.
And I can do all the healing work on the planet. And I that's important to me. But until you're in the relationship, those things aren't getting triggered. So like, I don't know till I'm dating somebody that this
Exactly.
trigger exists because it's not being triggered. I don't know I'm going to get triggered by your ex if I'm single. But now I'm with you and this dude's around and I'm
He's
getting
messaging
triggered.
and you're like, wait.
It's kind of pissing me
Yeah.
off, or I'm getting insecure, or I feel not safe, or whatever. And I'm like, dang, this is like a lot to feel.
Yeah.
I didn't know I'd feel all this crap.
It's so crazy you say that. And sometimes if you've been single for a long time and then you enter a relationship, you're like, God, am I the same person I was 10 years ago? Like, I'm like still like annoyed at the same things. And it's like, no, now you have to like actually work through why this bothers you 10 years later.
It's like buying a house. I mean, when you go through and you do an inspection report, and that's like the first few dates or whatever, but then something's gonna break down a year later, or something's gonna crack in this, in the foundation. I'm not comparing it. I'm saying a relationship.
But some things are kind of you in their inspection report are like, roof like moderate instead of like excellent, and then
Yeah.
you're just like, all right, I'll take it. It's still worth it to me.
Yeah. It's still a roof over.
So before we wrap up, Karan, are you single?
Yes.
Oh, ladies,
Watch out.
be ready.
Watch out on the pickleball
He might put you in a
courts.
pickleball commercial. Anyway, we'll wrap it up. Karan, thanks for coming on, man. It was awesome. Your story's great.
Yeah.
And I need to start working on some Bollywood films. I wanted to talk more about Abhishek, but we couldn't go there because we got too into relationships.
By design.
By design, yeah. Well, anyways, guys, thanks for joining us on this episode of the ConvoSutra. Thanks for Karan for being on. Make sure you like, you subscribe. And before we go, Karan, where can everyone find you on social media?
Instagram usually is the best. Directed by Karan W is my
Got it.
Instagram handle. Reach out, send me a message. Let's talk.
Awesome.
And you guys can find me at Hot Chai Pod on Instagram and primarily YouTube.
And I'm on everything at the Pritesh Shah. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.